Good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Morgan Phoenix coming to you from Stanley, Virginia. It's a beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon. It's first week in November, and I have the air conditioner on in the window. So I don't know about this weather, but it's a beautiful day today. Here we go. We're going into week 3 now. You have a separate new project for this week, an assignment, the Diverse School Proposal, Part 1. It's a one-page document. It's a one-page assignment only, okay? You don't need any reference on it really unless you're quoting some, for example, some demographics specifically. You could include that, but it's not. I'm not as much worried about the citations as I am about the thought process and the idea and the absence of cliches. So once again, here's this one-page reminder. Diverse School Project Part 1, it's your idea page. It's okay, one page only, and some details about your idea. Please start with your idea sentence. I would like to build a. I would like to set up a such and such project or build a school, okay? And watch the cliches where all children can learn or can succeed. We're going to build a school that will provide a quality education. Those are too generalized, okay? You need to be coming up with a thesis statement about what you want to do that includes in it some sense of strategy, okay? Very, very good. And that's all I'm going to say for today about that. So just looking ahead to week 4, it's a very, very important assignment. There are 2 case study assignments in this course. In week 4, there's a case study that all students will do. It's on Serge Romanich. It's a classic case study, and you should have a lot of fun with that. And then in week 7, you'll choose one of the 3 scenarios that are given to you and do the same thing for that. And very, very briefly, okay, very, very briefly, look here. Case studies are, and it's a 100-point assignment, so you got to do well on this, okay? The case studies are it's a one-page summary of the actual case. You're basically just restating the situation that's going on there. No research whatsoever. No outside research in these case studies. No outside research, okay? That's worth 20 points. The first one-page summary of the actual case about Serge Romanich. You describe him, define him, and what did they do with him? How did they test him? How did they place him? And how's it coming out? And who were the people that were the prime players in that? Okay. The middle part of the case study is the SWOT outline. SWOT, and it's 50 points. It's half of the entire assignment. And SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, and you do that either in a quadrant format. You do not write an essay about it. The summary is a brief sort of essay, but a textual presentation. But the SWOT is either a quadrant outline, and I don't prefer this because it's very hard to do the tracking comments across the page on that. So I would really like it if you just make it a 1.5-page listing, bullet points, very, very brief statements about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Not now in the case of Serge Romanich. So you do not just cite Serge's strengths and Serge's weaknesses and Serge's opportunities. It's about the school. It's about the program. It's about all the players there, the personnel, the testing, the teachers and the principal and so on. And then strengths are the things that are working in the institution or in the program. Weaknesses are the things that they didn't do well, okay, or they didn't do at all. Opportunities, of course, are always those things, those potentialities that we didn't take advantage of. And threats are the things that if we don't get them right, if we don't fix those things up, there are some real liabilities. Okay. And then the third part for 30 points, case recommendations. Where do you get your recommendations? From your SWOT, from the weaknesses and from the opportunities and from the threats particularly, or from the strengths. The strengths you enhance, the weaknesses you fix, the opportunities you take advantage of, and the threats you guard against. Okay? And the case recommendations should also not be an essay of any kind, and no research, no reference to anything, please, not even the scripture, okay? For the purpose of this, okay, because it just takes up time and space. Alrighty, and these should be action statements. I would set up a committee for this. I would allow for that. I would encourage. I would establish. I would organize. Use action words like that. Don't use my words. Use your own. Okay, and text in the case of a case study, text weakens your argument. And what I mean by that is, if you're an administrator in a school and somebody approaches you with a problem. We have this student, and we are not sure that we are doing the right thing with this student. You don't want to write an essay about it. You want to say, well, what are the specific features of this case? What's going on? What have we done about it? What can we do? What have we forgotten to do? What have we done poorly? Where have we fallen down? And where is maybe how is the family involved? And so on and so on. The community is always watching as to how we deal with cases. All right, and the case studies are a reflection of work as an administrator. And if you don't enjoy the case study and don't take it as an exciting challenge, then maybe we're in the wrong business here. I get a kick out of these, and I think you'll enjoy doing them. That's for week 4, so that's just looking ahead. Once again, for this week, Diverse School Proposal, Part 1, where you were telling me, and start with your very first sentence, I would like to do such and such, to build this or to start that or set up a project. It can be from an existing school situation. In fact, that is really, in many ways, the most powerful way to approach the diverse school proposal. You can build a fresh school in a far-off land. Then you have to go to a lot of trouble to find out a lot of things about that place. As the folks did in the Dominican Republic, Jason Hilgeman and Pamela Hilgeman, and they built the school in the Dominican Republic. I think they had been missionaries there as well, so they knew a little bit about it. But if you want to do a program or a project that's within your existing school, that is great. Just setting up a Christian school does not mean that is a diversity issue. It is certainly it's a private school, and the funding issues are very, very, very clear. But try to be tackling some form of diversity issue. And for private schools, the tuition is always a diversity issue. Who does it exclude? Special education services, which are typically not offered in a lot of private schools, and so on and so on. Enjoy it. Make sure that this is something that means something to you. I will be able to sense it immediately, and more later on whether you want to do a text presentation or whether you want to do a PowerPoint. I love looking at the PowerPoints, and in the PowerPoints you're putting almost all of your text down in the speaker's notes, hidden in bullet point fashion and outline fashion. So it's a really, really good way to see if you can put up a graphic or a photographic or a graphic representation on the screen, and then talk from your speaker's notes and become the expert in the room. And we'll talk more about that later. For the time being, then, have fun with this. We're moving to week 3. The course is just about over, it feels like. And with regard to the prize that all those people are going to receive for answering correctly, everybody answered correctly about the dogs' names, and the prize will be announced in week 5 or week 6. On the video, and it will give you some great relief in week 8. Yeah, so I'm encouraging the entire group of students in this class to watch these videos weekly. You will gain some advantages that will make the journey easier. Alrighty, hope you're doing well, and if you have any questions, place them on the Ask Dr. Phenix forum in the discussion board, and you do not need to reply to this video. I always like to hear that something has been of help to you or assistance, but it's not necessary this week. All right. Thank you so much, very much, and we'll meet you with you next time, Lord willing. Bye-bye.